Okay, good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, my special guest is Carolyn Nation, and Carolyn comes to us from Mississippi. And I've known Carolyn a long time. Her husband was Alan Nation. They are the owners of the Stockman Grassfarmer magazine. And today, I just wanted Carolyn to tell a little backstory about what got them into the Stockman Grassfarmer, and what is your work doing the Stockman Grassfarmer? What's your job role there?
Well, background is that Alan always wanted to own a magazine, and he found out that this magazine, it was just a regular farm magazine, was for sale, and so he bought it. And several years later, he went to New Zealand, and he was on an airplane, and he overheard two men talking about their jobs, and one asked the other, "What do you do?" And the second one said, "Well, I'm a grass farmer." And that was like a light bulb going off. So he came back and changed the name from the Stockman Farmer to Stockman Grassfarmer.
Okay.
And that's where the grass farming
Came from.
Yes.
Okay.
Glenda Davenport, who's the co-owner.
Yep.
She and I work out the editorial.
Mm-hmm.
We have just wonderful contributions from our readers, people like Greg Judy too, and I put together the editorial, and together we work to get the issue out, and she's not here today because it's at that point where we have to get it to the printer.
Right. Well, you all really put out a fantastic magazine, and I'll give you my history on it, Carolyn. Years ago, I had a friend give me a copy of it, and he gave me two copies. Anyway, I brought it home, and I just knew that grass was grass and the animals ate it. That's all I knew. And after reading your publication, I got so excited, and it gave me hope for the first time in my life that you could make a good living. There's people making a good living grazing grass and managing it more like a crop. In other words, if you manage your land correctly, it will pay you back. And your magazine is full of that. And so for those of you all that haven't heard of the Stockman Grassfarmer, I would highly recommend go to their website, Google it, and there's a place there you can sign up and to get the publication. It comes out monthly.
And you can get if you go to the website, stockmangrassfarmer.com, you can get a free sample copy.
Okay, so it didn't even cost you to get your first copy.
That's right.
That's awesome. I kind of remembered that. I wasn't going to say, I wasn't sure you were still doing that or not, but Carolyn and I, we go way back. Carolyn is actually the editor of both of my first books, No Risk Ranching, and I remember, and Come Back Farms. The first one, your husband, Alan, came to Missouri. I sent him a little brief, I thought it was a book. And Alan informed me it wasn't a book, it was a good outline for a book. And so with you gave me a lot of cues of what needed more work on, and so I would send you a chapter, and you would send it back, you'd mark it all up, and it's like, Greg, you need to cover this more. Our readers like to be basically spoon-fed in more detail. And so together, you and I put together a pretty darn good book, I think. I mean, it's still selling.
Well, you were an easy person to work with. I loved working with you, editing your books. And I'm only halfway through, but your new book is really great, too. So people need to get that, How to Think Like a Grazier.
Yes, okay, well, thank you. Well, I tell you, you were really easy to work with as well. And you and your husband, Jan and I were talking today, driving up we were in Dillwyn, Virginia, visiting my sister. We drove up actually yesterday. And I told Jan, I said, do you think we would ever have been in the position that we're in today if it hadn't been for that first Stockman Grassfarmer meeting with your husband, Alan? And, Alan saw what I was doing, and at that time we were renting land, leasing land, and custom grazing. And so we were making a living using other people's land and other people's cattle. And Alan really latched onto that. He thought that was something that readers needed to hear. And so we really basically covered the whole world with that message, and there's been a lot of people come back to the land because of that book. It gave them hope.
Well, and he always liked working with young people, getting them started.
Yep.
And he always had profit in the back of his mind.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just, you know, I think Joel's dad always said, why do something for nothing?
Yes.
You know?
People don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
You can't just give it away. You've got to charge something for your services, or they're not. And it really hits home when you go to a state-sponsored conference or something where the people came for free. There's people sleeping on the back row. They came for the meal or whatever. They don't have any skin in the game.
Right.
And so they're not even taking notes. Today, in that tent over there, I mean, everybody was taking notes. Even the speakers that weren't speaking were taking notes.
That's right. They were very attentive.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, everywhere you look, everybody's writing down, and they're wanting to get every piece of advice they can. And so this is the first time the Stockman has held an outside event like this, and you're always dependent on the weather, you know.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that, and today we hit a home run. I mean,
we did.
It was
and
really
this
nice.
Joel came with us with that idea, and we're so glad it worked out because people have just been hungry to get together and network again.
Yes.
And
what
it
better
was
place to do it?
Yeah. Beautiful place. And also, it was great to see a lot of young people there, too.
Yes.
So that was great.
Yes. Not very many older people, a lot of young people. And we talked about, I think, was it Jim Garish? Or maybe it was Joel talking about the next generation. There's, what was the number? It was huge. Within the next 15 years, like 70% of all U.S. farms are going to be transferred to the next generation.
Right.
That's a big number. They're 70 years old,
Mm-hmm.
And people are getting older. It's like, we need to get these young people back on the land.
Right.
And to me, that's exciting,
And doing what you did, the way you came out of debt, leasing
Yes.
land,
Yes.
you don't have to start with it owned, and then just using other people's livestock too.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
yeah. So
But
it's just
Carolyn,
a great way to break in.
it's events like this that you all have put on here where young people can come and learn the trade. I mean, there's no universities teaching this.
Oh, that's true. They made a reference to that today about
Yes.
the old school.
Yes.
And by the way, you will be speaking at a Stockman Grassfarmer School in October.
Yes, I wanted, and the dates on that are October.
I can't remember.
I can't remember
it's the
either.
Middle of October.
Go to either the Stockman Grassfarmer website or go to our website, greenpasturesfarm.net, and click on speaking engagements for Greg. There's a link there to the Stockman Grassfarmer class, and it's going to be held at Jackson, Mississippi. It's a multi-species grazing school, and Carol and I have done several of these, and it's limited. There's only going to be, was it 26?
I think something
Like that, 26 to 28 people. So it's going to be a lot of one-on-one with me where you'll have time to ask any question that you may have about starting your own operation. And so it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, Carolyn, I'm going to wrap it up. I can smell the food cooking over here. Joel and, I'll just show you down the table here. There's all Joel's crew down there, the interns, actually they're stewards, and the speakers, and we're going to have a nice meal here in a little bit at Polly's Face Farm. Carolyn, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for asking me to do this.
All right, I've enjoyed it, and you were awesome. And folks, on the way out, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.